graduation. Thanks for all your patience. Hands up cause we made it. Everyone go, oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. You just graduated. Put your hands up cause you made it. When I walk across the stage, I ain't looking back. When I walk through that door, I ain't coming back. Take my cap and gown off, then I throw my hat. Pat my dog on the back cause he did that. Kiss my crush in the mouth cause it's about time. I hope you all about your money cause I'm about mine. I'ma miss homecoming, miss spring break. Please don't try to be my friend cause it's too late. You think I'ma let you play me like a dumbass? I learned how to count a check up in math class. I learned unprotected sex ain't so bad. I had friends that passed out, some didn't pass, thank God. You just graduated.
Good afternoon. My name is Devin Rayfield, and I will be the Master of Ceremonies for this evening's event. Exceptional teachers create exceptional students. It is my distinct honor to welcome the exceptional faculty of our Teterboro campus. Graduates, please be seated. Thank you, Mr. Pfaff, for the beautiful music. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to present to you the class of 2019. Before we begin, I would like to ask that everyone take a moment to turn off their cell phones and refrain from using any noisemakers. At this time, I would like to invite a member of this graduating class, Eileen Park, and our superintendent, Dr. Howard Lerner, to lead us in the pledge of our nation's flag. Please rise and remain standing for our national anthem.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That was truly beautiful. Will everyone please be seated? I'd like to take a moment to recognize some dignitaries we have here with us this evening. Freeholder Chairwoman Germaine Ortiz, Freeholder David Gons, Freeholder Joan Voss, and Bergen County Sheriff Anthony Cruton. I would also like to acknowledge our Superintendent, Dr. Howard Lerner, our Assistant Superintendent, Andrea Sheridan, and Principal David Tankard. Who have contributed so much to the success of our graduates. I'd like to invite Freeholder Chairwoman Ortiz to say a few words to our graduates.
Good afternoon. Class of 2019, what an exciting day for all of you as you graduate from Bergen County Technical School. Let's start by giving yourselves a hand of applause again. There is no doubt that you all worked extremely hard to get to this point. You all have strived for excellence by taking AP classes, being part of different athletic programs and teams, and participating in extracurricular clubs. You also work extremely hard in your different technical programs. Through these programs, you've gained invaluable skills and countless experience that will prepare you for college or wherever your career you decide to pursue. When I was growing up, my mother always told me that one of the only ways to prove yourself was by getting an education, because no one can take that away from you. Her favorite quote was, "Your education is your armor." Well, it actually sounded a little odd to me as a child, but as I got older, it made a lot more sense. Because of her encouragement, I went to college, I received a degree. I thought I was gonna be the next Hispanic newscaster because I went to communications and took Spanish. But unfortunately, I had to reset my goals because my loans were building up and my parents were like, "It's your problem." But you know what? It was part of growing up and it was a great experience. So I took a leap of faith. I started training as a financial analyst and started working for a mutual fund company. 5 years later, I was the vice president, and 5 years after that, I became the vice president, got to travel the world, and it was definitely an experience. But because of that, I was able to have a great life, and all of that I owe it to my mother, because she pushed me to get an education. And I learned a lot from her, and although she was an immigrant, I definitely learned so much from her. The people that have come here with you today have supported you through so much, so much. And to get you through this is probably one of the most prestigious public schools in the country. And we are so proud of it, being part of it as a freeholder, because we are definitely proud of this Blue Ribbon School. and pushed you to further your education at a college or trade school. So let's take a moment to applaud and recognize all the family members and everyone that has supported you all through high school, even through highs and lows. Now go forth and enter the next chapter of your lives fearlessly. Use your education as your armor, like Mama said, and your passion as a light to guide you in life's journey. You can be the next Buzz Aldrin, Bobby Flay, Rachel Ray, Tory Burch. Or you can be the next Tesla designer, or Ruth Ginsburg, or Sonia Sotomayor. But just remember, always have the courage to follow your dreams and ambitions. Again, congratulations from the Board of Chosen Freeholders to the class of 2019. I can't wait to hear of all your future success. God bless, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Chairwoman Ortiz. So good evening to friends and family, and welcome to the Bergen Tech Class of 2019 graduation ceremony. My name is Devin Raphael, and I'm a junior in the culinology program. Today is a celebration of the end of a journey for these students, but it's also the beginning of the next adventure. I'm glad to be given the opportunity to commend their hard work. As this class took tests to enter the school, they had no idea how their lives would be changing, nor how fast. From studying the night before to taking their very last finals, this class has left their blood, sweat, and tears, lots of tears, in the halls of Bergen Tech. Future generations will learn of their struggles and celebrate the triumphs that they too will share. This class played a big role in the creation of BT's folktales and memories, and I can't thank them enough because it's made all of our lives here more memorable. In my last 3 years here, I'm happy to say that I got a chance to learn from them and interact with most of these students. And with some of them, I've created such an amazing and personal bond, and it makes me sad to know that it won't continue next year at BT. Some were like older siblings to me, and others became mentors. Either way, they each helped me in some way to set me on the path to success. From teaching me how to decorate a cake, helping me become more confident, and generally making each class more exciting, from performances at coffee houses and Broadway nights, from practices to games, and so much more for me and my fellow classmates. Each of them were brilliant in their own way and have taught us how to conquer high school. Today, they pass the torch on to the junior class to be as helpful as they were to the underclassmen. Now I'm sure you've all heard enough from me. I know that everyone is excited to start their next adventure. Good luck, class of 2019. You made it this far. I'm confident that you will be nothing less than phenomenal. Please join me in celebrating class of 2019. And it is my pleasure to invite our principal, Mr. David Tankard, to the podium to address the graduates.
Good afternoon. I want to begin by asking members of the audience and our graduates on stage to raise your hand if you remember a time where you felt motivated or inspired. Wonderful. Now that we got that out of the way, I can promise you that the next 10 minutes will not be one of those. To all the parents and guardians who are here today, I would be remiss if I did not take a moment to acknowledge all of the love, support, and sacrifices that you have made as the true unsung heroes over the last 18 years. I personally thank you for sharing your children with us over the last four years. Give yourself a round of applause. In anticipation of this afternoon, I spent countless hours, in fact months, thinking about what message I wanted to convey to the class of 2019. After all, this afternoon, all eyes are on me to capture the essence of the awe-inspiring 164 individuals seated here as one. It is a great responsibility and a monumental task, but one that I truly cherish. Beginning the journey of my self-reflection for my sentiments this afternoon, I thought it would be helpful to put myself in your shoes and to try to see the world from your perspective. In order to do so, I needed to wipe the glass on the walls that make up the house that I live in. I needed to be able to see a time when my favorite pastime wasn't yelling at kids running across my front lawn. A time where I didn't have to worry about not sneezing correctly and pulling a muscle in my back. Quite honestly, it's been so long, I can't even really remember. My perception of youth makes me forget what it felt like to be labeled and identified by other members of society with the letter X. Mine is a generation not known as the greatest like those before us, but rather a generation of slackers. Our symbol was a latchkey. Forgetting the perception of my generation by others allows us to look so negatively on this generation. It fuels the narrative in our mind that tells us that a generation is so much better and how much harder life was than it is now. Back in the good old days, Gen Xers learned patience by telling a sibling or a friend to stand with the antenna wrapped in tinfoil in just the right spot to get a picture on the television. We spent countless hours creating mixtapes, we sat through television commercials, and we waited an entire week for Saturday morning to come to watch cartoons. Our life lessons were not discovered online, rather they came through the television screen. All the dangers in the world were explained through TV shows that were always known as a very special episode. Positive body image was fostered watching cartoons like Fat Albert and buying clothing in the Husky section. The world was a safer place because our parents were reminded every single night at 10 o'clock, it's 10 p.m., do you know where your children are? Inner strength and resilience flourished because our children were told they should be seen and they should not be heard. There was no depression nor anxiety. We not only suffered in silence, we enjoyed it. Many mothers went off to work on a daily basis and were guaranteed to make less money. We played make-believe and pretended that many of our friends and family members had to live the majority of their lives in secret. We blasted music and watched images within the walls of our glass houses. All of these perceptions formed our reality, a reality that clearly wasn't true. It's why so many people here and in life are not able to see what sits right in front of our face. What I do know to be true is that I've had the privilege of watching this group grow into the fine young adults seated on this stage. I'm inspired by the things that they've done and witnessed from all of them. I think about their decision 4 years ago and how you made a choice to forego a path that would have been much easier. You didn't listen to those who doubted you. Deep in your heart, you knew that Bergen Tech was the place that would allow you to achieve greatness. All of you were united by a choice to pursue something different, an opportunity to pursue your own path, pursue a passion, and to find yourself. Your official joining of the BT community was induction, a ceremony that provided you a passport to excellence, an annual rite of passage, and a symbol of the first steps that you would take towards today. More importantly, that induction solidified your position as the member of the class of 2019. Shortly thereafter, you bonded with classmates from around the county a club getaway. Within a few days of your return to Bergen Tech, you returned as one. You have been educated by a faculty that has dedicated a total of 1,005 years of service to this district. That is over a century. Your lives have been enriched by establishing an unbreakable bond with your classmates, formed in a town of 55 residents that's second to none. Your accomplishments are many, including the overwhelming leadership you displayed in organizing the school's response to the tragedy in Parkland, placing third nationally in the Stellar Explorers National High School Space Challenge in Colorado Springs, earning a scholarship to compete athletically in college, forming the club Minorities Represented, and organizing events with Girl Up, GSA, Tech Club. You can clap. You received numerous accolades from your mentors for the time served during your internship. You placed first in an essay contest sponsored by the Bergen County chapter of the NAACP. You have taught me that a fracciato is not a real thing. Sorry. You've left me searching for where in the student handbook it says that leaving school early for a watermelon is an excused absence. They'll explain it later. While all of these moments have been memorable, there's one in recent memory that sticks with me wildly and vividly. Just a few weeks ago, you danced the night away at your senior prom. As with all their proms, there was a wide variety of music. One of those songs was Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody, a song that has now been passed to several generations and made famous by Freddie Mercury, a voice who's echoed in the glass houses of the many people who listened to him throughout the years. Everyone in attendance belted out all of the words and danced to the music. It wasn't surprising that you knew the words from Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. That moment made me realize there was a time in my own life where I didn't live in a glass house. All these experiences solidify you as the 17th graduating class of Bergen Tech. As I stand here now, I want to make sure that all of you seated on this stage understand one thing. You are ready for the next chapter of your life and beyond. Unfortunately, you're going to have to lean heavily into a world that is not ready for you, nor do they perceive you correctly. After all, how many times you've been reminded and told that you are entitled? I am part of a generation of people who live our lives in a glass house. The good old days built a glass structure for you that guarantee you will be the first generation in our nation's history to have a future worse than the one before. Leave you with 300% more college debt than your parents. Ensure half of you will be less likely to own a home. A world where political ideology is more important than fact. Living in a climate that is divisive, bitter, and acrimonious. You have seen the longest period of military conflict in our nation's history. Ironically, we all argue about our flag, yet so few of us volunteer to defend it. In closing, as you already know, people will continue to call you entitled. Don't run from the title of being entitled. Embrace it. You're entitled, and you must feel entitled to throw stones at the ideals that need to be shattered by those who live in the glass house generation. I challenge you not to become the person who enjoys yelling at children running across their lawn. Don't fool yourself with the idea your life was better or harder than those who will come after you. Shatter the glass of ignorance around the perception in your mind that creates a false narrative that your generation was so much better. If you leave here with nothing else, I challenge you never to forget that although perception may be a reality, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2019.
Thank you, Mr. Tankard, and I commend you on going through that. Please welcome our senior class valedictorian, Stefan Grunis. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Will deliver our keynote address.
All right. Good afternoon. I am honored to represent the class of 2019 tonight. I first want to thank my family, friends, the BT community for all their help over the years. I'd also like to thank Mr. Tankard for roasting Gen X and baby boomers. And as for us seniors, we did it. All the APs, all the SAT tests, and all our personal college finance conversations has led to this moment. Writing this speech was not easy. I tried to avoid corny similes like the plague. I hope I did a decent job at that. I had too many questions in my head that blocked me from progress. Do I represent the class or myself? Isn't the valedictorian speech inherently selfish? In fact, are all speeches inherently selfish? I said I was working on it for 2 months to people who asked me. However, I just said, yeah. However, the deadline came up from behind me, and I had to rewrite my old basic speech and only completed this last week, sick on my chilly basement couch. Oh my, what a drag it is to be valedictorian. Eventually, I settled for this snarky postmodern route, but I had to write more. The truth is, my previous paragraph was a way to avoid talking about an important topic, myself. I worked very hard in my classes, but I rarely ever worked on myself. I was mostly standoffish and shy, more content to keep myself contained in my own world of academics and interests, without ever putting my best foot forward in social situations. BT was definitely an improvement over my town school system, where I was stuck with the same kids for 8 years and had little social opportunity. But even with that, I still barely took advantage of what I had in front of me. It felt weird to me that I had to speak about my experiences here, since many others could speak just as meaningfully about the time they had here. Luckily, prom happened, and then I had something to write about. We all seemed to have a good night, ate great food, and waited in a cramped cocktail hour room before going into the ballroom. Seriously, that wasn't comfy. Later on, at the edges of the dance, trying to keep the beat to party music I don't even listen to, I put myself out there more on the dance floor, and soon, large circles of people formed around me several times. I used to only be the guy near the snack bar at dances, so this felt odd. It also felt exhilarating. I suddenly realized that I could make an impression up here just like I did at prom. Hiding who you are is a safe but bland choice. Embracing your individual power is a risky move in a world defined by indifference and hostility. You can't worry too much about the naysayers. You have to fight to solve your own problems and the problems that surround you. Trying may be the first step towards failure, but failure is guaranteed when you don't try. BT is special because that fight goes on in every student. I'm positive that a fine amount of students have awakened themselves socially just like I have recently. In the classroom, I constantly heard about students only sleeping for 4 hours to study for a test. Not a healthy or fun option, but this showed that we can meet any challenge that comes towards us, even on top of work and sports. And I'll admit, I got annoyed by the constant talk of only getting a B+, but this showed how committed and passionate BT students are in working for a better future. And what's weird is it worked. We all got into good colleges, and what impresses me most is that this fight will not end here. Everyone up on the stage realizes that they have the opportunity to improve their own lives and change the world. The best part is, this fight can be applied to any worthwhile ideology or personal background that you may have. It doesn't matter whether you think existence is meaningful or not. At the very least, let's make the best of what we have now. I wish I fully understood how unique this environment was even a couple weeks ago, because writing this would have been a lot easier. I may not have taken the opportunity to get to know many of you as well as I should have. However, one thing I do know about this graduating class is that this is a group that not only won't hesitate to take their shots, but will also be supportive of others when they take theirs. Thank you.
Thank you, Stefan. That was beautiful. I would now like to invite Noriko Kowalski, salutatorian, to the podium for the presentation of the class gift.
Greetings, faculty, staff, parents, guardians, distinguished guests, and most of all, graduating class of 2019. My name is Noriko Kawasaki, and it is with utmost gratitude that I am standing here in front of you today. As many of my classmates know, I am not one to particularly enjoy being conspicuous. Rather timid by nature, when I was told that I would be giving a speech in front of an audience, I was more than apprehensive. However, it is an honor which I greatly revere and a responsibility I dutifully take upon as I speak about the very significance of responsibility. As equality encouraged since our childhoods, I believe responsibility had become even more evident in the duration of our 4 years at Bergen Tech. We were required to complete rigorous assignments, fulfill volunteer hours, cooperate as a team, as well as work independently, and most of all, to learn. Not all tasks were easily accomplished, and many were done so unwillingly. However, as my parents had quite often expressed, sometimes you have to do things you do not want to do. Whether it had been deciphering Shakespeare in English class, or completing stoichiometric calculations in chemistry, or washing dishes in culinary, or wading through Lake Teterboro to rescue our cars, we all had to undergo some struggle here at BT. However, it was through these responsibilities we were able to mature as students, and most of all, as citizens of this society. We learned to fulfill our duties amidst our own trials. We learned to thrive as unique individuals. We learned to exceed expectations. Let us continue to carry on these responsibilities in our daily lives, for each of us are responsible to strive to be our best selves, to live our best lives. Though we would like to believe that we were fully mature, blooming adults, we know that our accomplishments were not an individual effort. With responsibility, we took upon our roles as students. Some were star athletes, some were Cornelius scholars, some were electrifying artists, some were expert chefs, some were math tutors. However, we were only able to blossom so beautifully because of gracious individuals always willing to help. Our families were there to provide encouragement, our teachers were available for extra help, our counselors were there to brighten our days, our friends were there to inspire. Our gratitude for such a supportive environment is truly endless. Thank you for letting us grow. As we leave behind this fertile soil of BT to spread our roots elsewhere, we would like to gift this community with a tree of gratitude, that it may grow as we had and continue to do so as we hope to. Thank you for your time and congratulations to the class of 2019.
Thank you, Noriko. We are now ready to present the diplomas to our graduates. Principal David Tankard and Superintendent Dr. Howard Lerner, will you please come to the podium and certify the diplomas?
It gives me great pleasure to certify to the Bergen County Technical School Board of Education that these members of the class of 2019 have successfully completed all the requirements for graduation set forth by the New Jersey Department of Education and have earned this high school diploma on June 25th, 2019. Dr. Lerner, I present them now to you for graduation.
Thank you, Mr. Tankard. And on behalf of the Bergen County Technical Schools Board of Education, it is with pride and pleasure that I accept this certification and confirm that these students comprise the Bergen County Technical High School Teterboro class of 2019. Congratulations, graduates.
I would like to invite senior class advisors, Mr. Kenneth Conlin and Miss Aline Gagas, to come to the podium and lead the class roll. Dr. Lerner, Mr. Tankard will now present the diplomas to the graduating class of 2019. We are fortunate this evening to have children of 3 of our Bergen County Technical School staff members among our graduating class. Dr. Frank Costello will be presenting his daughter Rachel with her diploma. Miss Stephanie Cerrone will be presenting her son Tyler with his diploma. And Peter Belaney will be presenting his son Joseph with his diploma. We also welcome Bergen County Sheriff Anthony Curitin, who will present his daughter Raven with her diploma. And Mayor Wargaski, who will present his grandson Walter with his diploma.
Aiden James McHugh. Jenny Shee. Chris Oliver Stone. Arnav Verma. Simon Y. Zhang. Sawana Baloli. Angela Madison Lensack. Liana Goze Meyer. Michaela Arden Quijano. Delphine Isis Irene Abel. Savannah Rose Cuellar. Bridget Soyeon Lee. Kyla Isabel Marcelo Quintos. Stefan Albert Grunais. Noriko Diana Kawasaki. Vanessa Pavita Corrente. Eileen Hedgen Park. Jana Muriel Abrea Paris. Heather M. Almeida. Francesco Isaac Anikama. Caitlin Jazz Arcee. Nicholas Sarkis Aslanian. Zane Alexander Bobber. Jacqueline S. Backrack. Gabriel Boffo. Daniel Baver. Joseph Peter Belaney. Jessica Mary Bemke. Elias Raul Bendian. Thomas Lee Berg III. Mason J. Bernal. Dante Raymond Barino. Renis Batici. Casey Lynn Calabrese. Peter James Carpentier. Rachel Catherine Costella. Brianna Castillo. Anthony Edmund Cavo. Alyssa Marie Cefalo. Zachary Bryce Chan. Caroline E. Chang. Joseph Hee-hyun Chang. Ayani J. Charles. Michelle Chang. Caleb Song Cho. Jabez Choi. Yoan Choi. Asia Aliyah Christmas. Christina Chung. Edward Junwoo Chung. Tyler Frank Cerrone. Nathan Daniel Clune. Neo Paulo Abad Cruz. Raven Nicole Curitin. Amanda Ray Davidowski. Rachel Sam Davidowski. Mika De Palubis Diaz. Jihad El Guz. Veronica Elias. Anthony Albert Esposito. Christian Ferrante. Michael Fishkelta. Cecil Garcia. Max Antonio Garcia. Christina Lynn Gennario. Justin Thomas Gonzalez. Ryan Michael Goyanachea. Haley Maria Griffin. Max Guo. Gregory Joseph Guzman. Sophia Joy Hine. Sarah Hoyos. Alyssa Ianisi. Miguel Angelo Allo Isidoro. Elizabeth Ivanova. Angel Miguel Jimenez. Justin Kang. Pamela Karazmalova. Brianna Kelly. Alex Kim. Giri Kim. Maria Kim. Thomas Kim. Yejun Kim. Jesse Stefan Gunter Kuprat Kinberg. Noah Stanley Prager Kramer. Camilla Kaczynski. Hoonmin William Kwan. Tongju Lee. Benjamin Jihoon Lee. Kyle Hoon Lee. Sophia Lee. David Liu. Eric S. Liu. Esteban Lopez. Ronald Samuel Ludman. Santino Anthony Lapino. Sean Lynch. Godlise Zolana Mahungu. Ivan Melvin. Samantha Ann Merlino. Mateusz Mihalik. Christos Mikolopoulos. Andrew Donovan Mulhern. Jamily Andrea Munoz. Julia Rosalind Murray. Dalen Nicholson. Haley Novak. Alyssa Angela Nunez. Jordi Jose Nunez. L. Nunez. Mary Patricia O'Shaughnessy. Minwoo Chris O. Janice J. Park. Younghoo Park. Damian Marlon Parker. Angelica Alessandra Pavesio. Kevin Michael Perez. Easton Josh Salvilla Perocho. Gabriela Alexandra Piñas. Lena Michelle Perkina. Maria Teresa Caros. Liam Matthew Robb. Aaron Michael Reese. Natalie Reptak. Vanessa Salunga Reyes. Jordan Simone Rabaro. Caricia Paige Richards. Jordan Rivera. Mia Ray Rockland. Jared Gabriel Rodriguez. Isabella Rojas. Romina Fernanda Rojas. Tyler Joseph Romaldo. Gianna Marie Sarlo. Michaela Sophia Schnempf. Shane Alexander Siebold. Sophie Lane Shear. Stephen Philip Shields. Eliza Kinga Simbida. Jet Annika Simonetti. Elijah Ernesto Soto. Gabriel Da Silva Souza. Caitlin Rose Spadavecchia. Quinn Riley Sullivan. Paul Jose Svorik. Michael Frank Tezakasia. Leonard O'Doul Thomas. Rachel Margalit Tiersky. Jose Walter Tovar. Akil Emmanuel Townsend. Emily Turner. Ayush Swatal Varaya. Seti Monzo Vega. Satyasray Ventrapragada. Rebecca Christine Victori. Walter Peter Wargaski. Alexandra Nicole Williams. Hannah Yejin Yi. Ryan Jihoon Yum. Paul Zaikovsky. Amy Whitney Zhang. Lily Daisy Zeba.
I would like to invite Soana Baloli, National Honor Society President, and Vanessa Corrente, Student Council President, to come up to the front of the stage. Would the class of 2019 please stand? Soana and Vanessa, please lead the students in turning their tassels. Thank you, Soana and Vanessa. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduates of the class of 2019. My
yeah, they played me. Mama said it wasn't phase, it didn't phase me. You want a class reunion, now you gotta pay me. I know my old alma mater probably hate me. I was the class clown, now I flex Grammys. They are pregnant, shit, I'm plotting on a Bentley. And when you picked on, bitch, you should've picked me. Hey, you just graduated, you need a vacation. Thanks for all your patience. Hands up, cause we made it. Everyone go, oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. You just graduated. Put your hands up, cause you made it. When I walk across the stage, I ain't looking back. When I walk through that door, I ain't coming back. Take my cap and gown off, then I throw my hat. Pat my dog on the back, cause he did that. Kiss my crush in the mouth, cause it's about time. I hope you all about your money, cause I'm about mine. I'ma miss homecoming, miss spring break. Please don't try to be my friend, cause it's too late. You think I'ma let you play me like a dumbass? I learned how to count a check up in math class. I learned unprotected sex ain't so bad. I had friends that passed out, some didn't pass, thank God. You just graduated, you need a vacation. Thanks for all your patience. Hands up, cause we made it. Everyone go, oh, 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 oh. You just graduated. Put your hands up, cause you made it. Everyone go, oh, 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 oh. You just graduated. Thank you for your patience. Everyone go, oh, 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 oh. You just graduated. Put your hands up, cause you made it. Hands up.